Top 10 marine animals that feed humans. The lifeblood of the ocean. For centuries, humans have relied on the ocean as a source of sustenance, a place filled with abundant life and essential food resources. Together, we will explore the 10 most important marine animals that have shaped human diets, economies, and cultures around the world. These animals not only provide nutrition, but also represent a deep connection between humanity and the ocean, a connection that goes beyond food and into tradition, survival, and respect for the sea. 1. Tuna, the ocean's powerhouse. Our journey begins with one of the most commercially valuable fish in the world, tuna. Tuna is not only a staple in many diets, but also a cultural icon, particularly in countries like Japan, where sushi and sashimi have become internationally renowned. Tuna is prized for its high protein content and rich flavor. For generations, the coastal town of Izu, Japan, has celebrated the tuna harvest. Fishermen embark on long journeys, tracking the migrations of this fast-swimming predator. In one fishing village, a family of tuna fishers passed down the skill of harpooning for 5 generations, earning their livelihoods from the sea. Every year, the village hosts a tuna festival, where the community gathers to celebrate the catch and honor the ocean. Tuna populations have been heavily fished due to global demand, leading to efforts to regulate and protect these species. The introduction of sustainable fishing practices and farm-raised tuna has become essential in maintaining the balance between human needs and environmental conservation. 2. Shrimp. Tiny, but mighty. Shrimp may be small, but they play a massive role in the global seafood market. Found in oceans and coastal waters, shrimp have been a vital food source for people around the world. They are easy to catch, versatile in cooking, and rich in nutrients like iodine, calcium, and protein. In the Gulf of Mexico, shrimping is a way of life. The sight of shrimp boats lined up at dawn is a common image along the Texas and Louisiana coasts. Generations of families rely on shrimping for their income. A shrimp boat captain named Charlie Brown, not related to the cartoon character, has been fishing the Gulf for 50 years, through hurricanes and oil spills, all to deliver shrimp to tables across America. His family runs one of the oldest shrimping businesses in the area, surviving on their love for the sea and their resilience in the face of nature's challenges. Shrimping has become an industry of both tradition and innovation, as sustainable aquaculture and shrimp farming practices are developed to meet global demand while protecting natural habitats. The fish of the North. No discussion of oceanic food sources would be complete without mentioning salmon. Wild-caught and farmed, this fish is a staple in many countries, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. Its pink flesh, high in omega-3 fatty acids, has made it a health-conscious choice for people all over the world. In Alaska, salmon runs are celebrated events. Each year, millions of salmon swim upstream to spawn, a cycle that indigenous peoples like the Tlingit and Haida have depended on for thousands of years. These communities fish with traditional methods, using weirs and nets, and celebrate the salmon harvest with ceremonies and dances. Today, commercial and sport fishing coexist with indigenous practices, as efforts are made to balance the need for salmon with sustainable fishing practices. Wild salmon is still revered for its flavor and quality, but farm-raised salmon has become a major part of the global seafood market. With growing awareness of environmental impacts, there is a strong focus on responsible fish farming and conservation of wild stocks. The fish that built empires, cod, is one of the most historically significant fish in human history. Its salted and dried form allowed explorers to travel long distances, feeding sailors and armies for centuries. Cod fisheries in the North Atlantic have been a cornerstone of economies in countries like Norway, Iceland, and Canada. The cod wars between Iceland and the United Kingdom during the 1950s and 1970s were fought over fishing rights, demonstrating the fish's importance to national economies. Iceland, with its reliance on fishing, took bold steps to protect its waters from foreign fleets. The victory preserved the country's control over its rich fishing grounds, ensuring the survival of its fishing industry. Cod continues to be a cultural and culinary icon in Iceland, celebrated in festivals and folk songs. Though cod populations have been overfished, international agreements and strict quotas have helped restore many cod fisheries. As a result, cod remains an integral part of European and North American diets. 5. Oysters, the ocean's cleaners. Oysters do more than provide food. They filter and clean the water, helping maintain healthy ecosystems. Long considered a delicacy, especially in coastal regions, oysters are rich in zinc and other essential nutrients. They are eaten raw, grilled, or baked, and have been a symbol of luxury throughout history. In the Chesapeake Bay, the history of oyster harvesting dates back centuries. Native American tribes harvested oysters long before European settlers arrived. By the late 19th century, the oyster industry boomed, with the bay producing half of the world's oysters. Watermen, local fishermen, became experts in harvesting oysters, but overfishing and pollution caused the industry to collapse. In recent years, efforts to restore the oyster populations through aquaculture have been successful, with both the ecosystem and the local economy benefiting from this resurgence. Oysters are now grown in sustainable farms, and their resurgence is not only helping feed people, but also reviving ecosystems damaged by pollution and overfishing. 6. Lobster. From prison food to gourmet delight. Lobster was once considered a poor man's food, fed to prisoners and indentured servants in the 19th century. But today, it's one of the most luxurious seafood dishes you can find. Lobster fishing has long been a staple of coastal economies, particularly in New England and Canada. In Maine, the lobster industry is a cornerstone of the state's economy and identity. Lobstermen like John Harrington have been pulling traps for over 40 years, continuing a family tradition passed down from generation to generation. Lobster fishing is regulated to ensure sustainability, with strict rules on trap sizes, seasons, and the protection of breeding females. Every morning at dawn, John heads out to sea, hoping for a good catch, knowing that he is part of a legacy that has shaped his community for centuries. The transition of lobster from a common food to a delicacy is one of the great success stories of seafood. Today, lobster is enjoyed worldwide and remains a symbol of luxury and fine dining. 7. Squid, the global cephalopod. Squid, along with its cousin the octopus, is a staple food in many parts of the world, especially in Mediterranean and Asian cuisines. It's versatile, tender when cooked correctly, and can be grilled, fried, or stuffed. Squid has become especially popular as calamari, a dish enjoyed by seafood lovers everywhere. In the coastal towns of southern Italy, calamari is a staple dish. Families have passed down recipes for generations, each with their twist on how to best prepare the squid. Every summer, a squid festival is held, where locals celebrate their squid fishing heritage and tourists come to sample freshly caught squid. Fishermen still use traditional methods, and the sea remains central to life in these coastal villages. Squid fishing is widespread, from the Mediterranean to the Pacific, and its role as a food source continues to grow as global demand for seafood rises. Clams. Bivalve bounty. Clams are another bivalve mollusk that has fed humans for millennia. Found in coastal mudflats, clams are rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals. They're used in chowders, steamed, or eaten raw, depending on the region. Clams are an essential part of the culinary traditions in many parts of the world. On the shores of New England, clam digging is more than a pastime. It's a way of life. For centuries, clammers have worked the coastal mudflats, harvesting these mollusks to feed their families and sell in local markets. In places like Cape Cod, clam bakes are held as community events, where families gather to steam clams, corn, and potatoes over a fire. a tradition dating back to Native American tribes. Clam populations are carefully managed, and clam farming is becoming more common, ensuring that this important food source continues to thrive. 9. Mackerel, the people's fish. Mackerel is one of the most consumed fish worldwide due to its affordability, abundance, and high nutritional value. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids and easily caught, mackerel has been a crucial part of the diet for coastal communities for thousands of years. In the bustling fish markets of Lagos, Nigeria, mackerel is a staple. Fishermen set out early in the morning, casting their nets and returning with boats full of mackerel. It's grilled, fried, or smoked, forming the basis of many traditional Nigerian dishes. The fish is often sold in open markets, where it feeds both families and small businesses, making it an integral part of the local economy. Mackerel fishing is common in both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and it continues to be a vital food source for millions of people across different continents. 10. Crabs, the catch of many coasts. Crabs, whether king, blue, or snow, have been a dietary staple in coastal regions around the world. Known for their sweet, tender meat, crabs are enjoyed in a variety of dishes, from crab cakes to crab boils. In the Maryland Chesapeake Bay, the blue crab is king. For over a century, watermen have made their living from crab pots, pulling in crabs to sell in local markets and restaurants. The annual crab harvest is so important that entire towns celebrate it with festivals, crab feasts, and cooking competitions. Watermen like Tom Jenkins have weathered storms, economic downturns, and environmental challenges, all to bring this delicacy to the table. Sustainability efforts have helped protect crab populations, ensuring that this delicious seafood remains abundant for future generations. As we come to the end of this journey, it's clear that these 10 marine animals have had an enormous impact on human history, culture, and survival. From providing food to shaping economies, the ocean's bounty has been a cornerstone of human development. And as we move forward, the challenge remains to protect these vital species and ensure that they continue to sustain humanity in a changing world. Please share, like, hit that subscribe button and comment for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.